So you're wondering what nonsense is he up to today? Well, oh man, that's come unstuck. What I'm going to do is, so I've got two G660s, still MS660 clowns, right? And what I intend to do is, the one that I like more, I intend to port, and also, so I've got a West Coast Saw bark box muffler cover on it, but have a look how restricted this thing is. Do I need a light? Yeah, maybe. Have a look how restricted that. Look at that box that's in there, right? So it's got holes. It's got holes either side of it and on the bottom, right? But the waste gases are coming out and hitting that, right? And it's just, there's just a bunch of, what size are they? About, I don't know, 7mm holes, 6mm, 7mm holes. Restricting it, allowing it. So, I mean, this is what I want to know. How is restricting a muffler aiding in emissions controls? How is that helping the environment? Effectively, what it is doing is detuning. Sorry, I'm having a beer. It's middle of the day. I just had lunch, so. No, I didn't. Actually, I don't eat lunch. When I'm at home, I only have one meal, the evening meal, and that's it. That's all you need. So I'm not losing weight, so yeah. So by restricting a muffler, what are you effectively doing? You are detuning the saw. All right. You're reducing its power output. By reducing its power output, instead of a saw cutting a log in 10 seconds, it cuts it in 15 seconds. Now, how is that affecting? How is that helping the environment? So instead of pumping out waste gases, instead of pumping out pollution for 10 seconds, you're pumping it out for 15 seconds. I defy anyone to explain if there's any scientific reason for it, other than just, I don't know, appeasing whoever. Yeah, appeasing whoever who thinks that it's a really good idea. It's a stupid idea. It really is. And most of the saws today are seriously restricted. Like that Husqvarna 572. It's a real 572. That Husqvarna, it's really blowing now. That Husqvarna 572, man, you should see the malarkey, the bullshit that is inside that muffler. It's insane. It is really, really wacky what is inside that. So I went on YouTube and I had a look at a guy who modified it. He basically cut the bottom off, half of the bottom off it, just gutted it, and just welded an angled plate on. That's probably what I'm going to do, because that muffler is just, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Yeah, again, I don't understand it. So what I'm going to do is, before I port it, I'm actually going to, or I might port it for, or I might do it at the same time. I'm going to cut that, either most of that box out, probably cut most of it out, just at an angle. Yeah. And then I'll also port the cylinder. I do have a spare cylinder, so that's not a big deal. Now, I do have a big bore cylinder somewhere, which I bought a long time ago, and it's not in my 660 tote container where I have all the 660 stuff. It's not in there. I don't know what I did with it. I don't know where I put it, but for the life of me, I can't find it. So without further ado, I'm going to take the cylinder off, and I'll show you what the cylinder and the piston look like once I've got it off. But so I'll just switch off for now, because there's no point in me showing you that crap. Alright, so I don't know how much of that I got, but this camera's really screwing me around. I'll show you the inside of the cylinder, and the cylinder looks excellent. There's no real, well, there's no wear. Yeah, I don't know what that shit is. It looks really, really good. So I will definitely port this. That lower transfer and that lower transfer I will blend down. Maybe open up the exhaust a little bit, not much, and that's about it really. And of course polish that up, get that polished up. I do have two of these. I've got a blue one as well as this orange one. The blue one will be my stock standard unit, and I will compare this to it. The piston has got a little bit of scuffing. It's got a fair bit of scuffing on the bottom, and I can hardly make out the machine marks. This is a very, very smooth piston. It has got a bit of scuffing on both sides, but nothing severe, nothing really bad. There's no scoring. I can't feel any of that with a fingernail, but I do have another piston, I do believe. I do have a big bore kit for this, but I have absolutely no idea what I did with it. I really don't, which pisses me off. But in any case, I'll port that up and chuck it in and see how it goes. So I'll get back to it. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, there's the muffler, all gutted completely. At some point, I'm not going to do it this time, but at some point I'm going to eliminate that outlet completely. It's bugger all, and there's no spark screen there. At least with the West Coast Saw bark box, it's got a spark screen. So I'll show you the garbage that was in there. That's all the nonsense that was in there. So when it was coming out, it was hitting that, just a solid wall. Had only the bottom and the sides to come out of. The top was also sealed as well, so what a load of nonsense. Anyway, okay, I'll get back to it. Let's have a look at the cylinder. She's done. Didn't go sideways anymore, just opened it up, took that hump out. The intake I had to just sort of work on a little bit because there was quite a sharp edge at the top, which I wasn't happy with. That's the other lower transfer. I did mar it in a couple of places, but yeah, so be it. I did widen. You can probably notice I've widened the exhaust just a tad, a little bit. Cleaned up any sharp edges in there on the decomp and the spark plug, and there was just like a ton of flashing on this thing. It was a bit of, yeah, I took a heap of, the exhaust I haven't polished, but it's really, really smooth, so I'm not really going to bother. I just took that seam out, that's about it, so I'll get it back on there. The other thing is I'm not going to change the piston. I'm just going to reuse this piston. Whether that's the wise thing to do or not, I don't know, but we're going to find out, so I'll see you soon. Okay, all fueled up. First start, so choke, prime it over a bit. Oh man, oh yeah, it's got some compression. Okay, this fuel system should be primed. Let's have a go. Whoa, there you go. Unreal. you saw that. So yeah, another successful porting job, and this is the biggest saw that I've ported so far, the G660, which is an MS660 clone. Really happy. So first of all, I'm celebrating, obviously, and I'm having a Dortmunder Export, which is a really good German beer. So cheers. It was a bit dry. I haven't had a drink for a while. I've just been concentrating on getting this thing done and ready to go. So I hope what it says on, where is it, on this JB Weld Ultimate Grey, that it's 1 hour, because I only waited an hour. I didn't want to wait too long, because it's already like, I don't know, take these stupid things off. I'm so used to wearing them, hearing protection. This is the hearing protection I wear at work. It's a lot easier. Like if you need to, you know, I'm 60 years old, so you know my hearing is not the greatest, and I've got what's it called, tinnitus, whatever. So if I need to hear what someone's saying, I'll just pop them out, or I'll just have them in me, pretend to have them in my ears, because there's a lot of sites there that you need to have your hearing protection in. There's no noise anywhere, but they're just yeah, it's like a fucking religion. Yeah, just something that they can hassle you about, pretty much. Contractors, if you're a contractor, you get hassled so much, just beyond belief. Because they don't want to pick on their own people, because they're gonna look them in the eye every day. You know, if they work in the same place, they're not going to pick on their own people. So when the contractors turn up for a shutdown, for a maintenance shutdown, oh, it's some sites that are just like psycho, literally. Anyway, back to the subject. So, what did I do? I ported the original cylinder that was in it. I did have another cylinder. I could have ported this one, had it ready to go, and then just swap them straight over, but I didn't want to. Over the years they've changed. This one, I don't know. This one, yeah, it's different. Which one is better? Much of a muchness, really. But I thought, bugger it. That cylinder worked. That piston worked. Why change it? You know, pardon me, burping. If it works, why change it? Just put it back together with the parts that were in it. Now, what did I eliminate? So the inside the air cleaner is this stupid thing. Now, I have no idea what that's supposed to do, but to me, it's just a constricting piece of rubbish. The other thing is that I don't know how I did. Well, I don't think I did it, because I've never disassembled this thing until now. So whoever put it together creased this intake boot on the carby. Luckily, I had another one, because I've actually got a whole another 660 in parts. So that's 3 660s that I've got. But now I've robbed so many parts of that yeah, it's only a partial 660. But I'm really happy. So again, what has this thing got? So it's got a West Coast saw bark box. The muffler I gutted completely, and I showed you that. Like, completely gutted it. It's got a Husqvarna decomp valve. What else? What else is not stock? The dogs are, I'm pretty sure they're Farmertec dogs, aren't they? It'll say on there. Yeah, they'll be Farmertec dogs, I would say, or maybe not. Maybe some other Chinese brand, whatever. But so you saw it pretty much started up straight away. What's it like? Yeah, it's different. It's different. The throttle response is wow. Like now I sound like a teenager, like. The throttle response is amazing. It is instant. As soon as you hit that trigger, it's bah, bah, bah. It is, yeah, I can't wait to get this into some big wood. So I'll have to go up to the tablelands and see my buddy and do the shootout and test this up against the 500i and the 5.7. You know what I'd really like to do? I'd really like to gut the muffler on that 5.7 because by golly, that muffler is a pile of shit. The crap that is inside it is beyond belief. That thing is so constricted. I'd really like to get a Steadfast Forestry aftermarket muffler, but it's really hard to get it from the United States. For some reason, I'm having difficulty getting that. It's pretty expensive, but by golly, that would really wake it up. Or I could do what I saw one guy do. He like cut the arse, half of the bottom off it, and just gutted it out and just welded a plate in there, which is probably what I'm going to do, because that Steadfast Forestry muffler is a shitload of money, and I'm having difficulty getting it. Some things from the United States are really, really hard to get here. You know, they want to sell more and produce more and everything. Well, you know, make it easier for us to get this shit. That's a good thing about West Coast Saw. They are so easy to deal with, and their delivery is prompt. It's not cheap, but they get it to you quick, and it's good stuff too. Let's see, what else can I say about it? What did I alter? So I gutted the muffler, ported the cylinder. Where's the 361 cylinder? Here. Alright, so the cylinders, the 361 and the 660 cylinders are very, very similar. Very similar in design, I have to say. Very similar in design. So it didn't really take much to work on it. This other 660 cylinder, for some reason, I don't know, I don't like it. Even though the combustion chamber and the squish look nicer on this. Like, there's hardly any. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I almost forgot. I did delete the base gasket. Alright. I deleted it. Now, some people might say, well, you should have checked squish and done this and done that. You know what? With these Farmertec saws, you know what? I think you're going to be very, very, I don't know about lucky, but I seriously doubt that you're ever going to get it. Mate, I don't know about these days. But well, although I ported, yeah, I don't think you're going to have a problem having too tight a squish on a Farmertec saw. You delete that base gasket, yeah, you're not going to have a problem. So I'm saying that, you know, I'm no expert, and I can't say that definitively because I've not bothered measuring squish on these things, but you saw this thing run. Man, that throttle response, I'm just gushing now because I'm so excited about this saw. You know, I wasn't going to do it, and then I thought, you know what, I've got two of the damn things, and before I go up and do the shootout and test these other saws, do a bit of cutting for him, why don't I port one of these things? So that's exactly what I did. I ported it, just the basics, you know, I showed you, just the basics, and I completely gutted the muffler, and I think between that porting, eliminating that stupid air cleaner plastic thing, and completely gutting the muffler and having this bark box on here, wow, this thing powers. You know what, I would be very interested to put this up against a stock standard MS660 and just see how it compares, because I reckon that if you had a stock standard MS660, I reckon this thing would beat it, like seriously. It's just, yeah, which is a lot, you know, it's a big call, but let me tell you, that throttle response is amazing. So yeah, so you know, I don't know if you guys are enjoying these videos. I don't know if anyone's even interested or gives a shit, but yeah, there it is. This is my hobby. This is what I like to do. Yeah, you haven't seen a lot of gun stuff recently, but yeah, I've just sort of turned off guns for some reason. For the moment, you know, it's not forever. I've got 19 of the damn things. So yeah, probably like, and I said this last video, you know, next video you're going to see them at the shootout. Well, hopefully that is the next video. So until then, see you later.